Good day and welcome to another edition of Outsider Genie, where we'll be looking to today's race meeting on the 2nd of October from the Fairview Poly Track. Before we look at the fields and the betting, just a few things I quickly want to touch on. First of all, if you're a newcomer to my daily free preview of the day's racing, I just want to quickly explain to you what Outsider Genie do. Outsider Genie is not a tipster. We do a form analysis, and then we use our analysis to give you outsider horses that you can add into your own selections, combining of your selections, giving you the opportunity to earn the higher dividend should those outsiders arrive. Uh, Outsider Genie is sponsored by Norwich Online Bloodstock. Norwich Online Bloodstock went into a joint venture with Team G Racing, Gavin van Sale, and we will tell you about that a little bit later. Then you can, if you want to subscribe to this channel, just click the subscribe button and ring the bell. And every time that we post our free video on YouTube, you will receive a notification. We are also on the normal social media spots. Then, if you we offer a daily a selection service where we send you our selections um, uh, every day. The monthly subscription is 500 Rand per month. We do have a special package. If you subscribe now for October and November, your normal cost would have been 1,000 Rand, but if you sign up now, you can get selections from now till end of November at 50% discount. So you only have to pay 500 Rand. So that's really value for money. If you subscribe to our service, that is what you get. You get the race by race selection, outright winner, and two possible outsider selections. Let me quickly just explain. Outright winner is the horse that we think can win the race. It's not normally the favorite, or it doesn't have to be the favorite. We have given outright winners as high as 33 to 1, 16 to 1. About 2 weeks ago in the Val, we gave you Shabba Ranks, which was 60, which was 33 to 1. We also give to the daily recommended doubles. The one double is more, favorite horses that can win, and the other one is a value double that should you can actually play that maybe each way even if you have want to. So we give you valuable value bets to play each way, normally 6 to 1 and longer. Best bet of the day, no odds on that you can find found yourself. We try and give you best bets at nice value. And then we give you trifecta and quartet selections. You can use that as we give them, or you can add on to that or subtract and use in conjunction with your own numbers as you wish. The same goes for the affordable PA and Pick 6, which we give you, which you can then use as is or add in or just use some of those numbers. When you do subscribe, we will add you to a WhatsApp group. And every day on this WhatsApp group, I post this in a PDF form, and you can then either use as is or print it out. Here is your race by race selections, your pick six selection, which we give it 1%, and you can play it bigger or add on or whatever, to a PA, and then trifecta quartets. We give you the daily value bets, best bet of the day, and here you have your two doubles. So that covers all of that. Let's move on to the racing, where we have racing from Fairview. Race one is a maiden plate over 1,200 meters on the poly track. Let's have a look at the betting. Just waiting for the betting to open. You can't understand. I had it open just now before we started. But this happens every day, and every day I complain, nothing changes. Here we go. Here's the betting in the first race. Number one, Carlo, is 22 to 10. Number four, Moon Game, 5 to 2. 7 to 2, Baltic Beat. Arabian View, 7 to 2. Curious, 7 to 1. 33 to 1, Field of Thunder, and longer the race. Let's have a look at this race. Yeah, here the first time it is the favorite, Carlita, number 8. I'm going to scroll down there. Carlino is Ideal World by National Assembly Band. But I just want to point out something here that I actually believe number 7, Arabian View, Global View out of Arabian Jazz by Daniel Dancer. It's extremely well bred horse, and I actually, I'm just on breeding. I like number 7 more than number 8. But yeah, it's difficult to assess the first timer. So, for the purpose of form analysis, I went with number 3, which is a Baltic Beat. Baltic Beat has been running well. The race before this, he finished on this behind Razor Veld. Just gotten beaten by half a length, drawn 6 today. And last time out, it did say no extra late, but now it's 100 meters shorter. It's 1,300 meters, not 1,200 meters. It's 1,300 meters, and I think Baltic Beat can run a huge race. Then I want to look at number 1, which is Curious. Curious didn't run bad last time, although 7.5 belongs behind winter court, but has been placed in Joburg and definitely a contender in this race. Then number 10 is a Rooibos, is the Give Me the Green Light by a Badger on Me. This this filly would be looking for further, but ran decently last time. If you think that number 7, Sweet Spring, won quite comfortably. This horse was 7.5 lengths behind. But if you have a look here at number 1, Curious was third and he was 7.5 lengths behind Winter Court. So this filly must have been close on his heels. Sorry, I'm now at race 2. It says here Sweet Spring 7.5. Let me just quickly check something there. Oh, Winter Court, sorry, I'm confused. All right, but anyway, Sweet Spring, I also know won by about 3 or 4 lengths. But as I say in this race, keep an eye out for the first timers, number 7 and number 8. Then we move to number 3, race number 2. When we're looking at the betting first. Number 6, Frosty Rain, 11 to 20, 15 to 2. Worthless Joy, 9 to 1. Electric Daisy, Quintus Angel, 14 to 1. Global Couriers, 16 to 1. 20 to 1. Blue Sky Mining, and Longer the Rest. Here, my selection is number 6, Frosty Rain. I do like the breeding of this Global View. Terrestrial Rain by Al Mufti. This horse is well bred, and yeah, I believe this horse is the right choice in this race. Except if there's from first timers that show good ability, I do believe that number 6 will be the winner of this race, Frosty Rain. For outsider selections, we can have a look at number 1, Quintus Angel. Quintus Angel is finishing there and thereabouts, 3 lengths behind, 4 lengths behind. No, last time out was drawn 11, and again not drawn well again, but might finish in the placing. Definitely a horse to consider in your selections. And then number 5 is Electric Daisy. Clink on board, drawn 7. I do believe this horse will also run a huge race. Last time out, 4 lengths behind. As you can see there, we just had a form in the previous race of Sweet Spring. Sweet Spring won by 4.25 lengths. Then we move to, just quickly, you can please have a look at this number 12, 11 Global Couriers. Do include in your view another Global View by Sing Spiegel Mare, nicely bred. Just So Easy is also looking like it's going to run well. So also include that in all your play. Then we move to race number 3. Race number 3 is a 1,600 meters over Class B, merit rated 87, merit rated 95 handicap. We have number 3, Marmara C, 7 to 20, 4 to 1, Dabla, 11 to 2, Highwayman, Duke of Cards, 7 to 1, Popsicle Toast, 25, Philos is a scratching. Race number 3, the Highwayman. Sorry, I want to go here too. This horse has now won 4 races in a row, going for a 5th in a row. Yeah, it's always difficult. Yesterday we saw a horse that won 6 times in a row, being beaten, a very short price favorite. Yeah, and I can see that my RSC has got everything in his favor, but I do believe Dabla is no slouch herself. So maybe it can be, it can give Amara C a very stiff opposition, but I do think that's the 2 horses in this race that has got the most ability. But the thing that I'm scared of is this number 1. This horse is a very strong front runner, and there's a saying in racing: the smaller the field, the bigger the upset. So number 1, the Highwayman, I would think definitely in with a small chance. Yeah, definitely a small field. Even Duke of Cards can run a place that ran behind Marmara C before, but there is now a turnaround in weight. So that should also bring that closer to Marmara C. Then we move to Barberton Silver. Let's race, sorry, we move on to race number 4. Let's have a look at the betting. 14 to 10 Barberton Silver, Finley 14 to 10, Fairy 4-3 to 1, all at the Opera 6 to 1, 2 scratching. So only a 4-horse field where Barberton Silver looks the horse to beat, number 1. Finley also a strong runner. Yeah, I think the race is going to be fought out by these 2. Not much to say about the rest. Then we move on to race number 5, where we also have a large maiden field. Let's have a look at the betting. 2 to 1, number 8, Fort Worthville. Jeffrey Palace 4 to 1, Moonlight Strangers 4 to 1, Pomdina 4 to 1, 9 to 1, 8 to 13, Gimme Express 15 to 1, 20 to 1 longer the rest. So let's have a look at the field. Here's the field, race number 5. Maiden plate over 2,200 meters. And here my selection is number 8. This horse ran well last time. I did say my preview last time when this horse was running behind market day that this distance will be definitely to this horse liking, and he ran. He was at that day he was 53 to 1, and he improved to run. Just got beaten on the line with market day. Drawn well today, and I'm sure you will appreciate the distance. Definitely my selection to win this race. Then I want to touch on number 9, going Biarritz. Also, in that race, when he ran fifth, 11 lengths behind, this horse will also appreciate a longer distance. And he did actually improve, although I think Gailoon won by 8 or 9 lengths that day. So don't let the 11 and a half lengths fool you. Uh, that horse won by a country mile. And yeah, I do believe going Biarritz can also be involved in the finish. And then also that day, I also said Billy Ann and Hard, Hard Knocker do include into your selection. It always seems to be able to run a place. But then also, I want to point you to number 12. When this ran behind Burnt Piper, I also said that day in my preview that this horse would be looking for a longer distance, and he duly ran a very creditable race, although drawn 12, which will not be in his favor. So let's move on to race number 6, which is a merit rated 79 handicap, Class D, average merit rating 72 over the 1600 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. The betting is as follows. Number 2, Mio Grande is 16 to 10, 4 to 1 the Master, Latest crash 4-1, 9-1 Norfolk Pine, 10-1 Riga de Ora, Sark 10-1, 14-1, and better the rest. Yeah, in my view, this race, uh, I just want to quickly confirm with you. We have here a race that is a Class D, average man rating 72. Now let's look at number 4, the Master. This horse is an ex-dry horse, ran in Durban, and has had one run on the poly, which I do think the 1300 was too short. Now today running in a 72, but if you have a look here, this horse is running in 84 on the poly at the graduation plate, 85. Then ran against a very good field, although it finished 14, but it was only 4.5 lengths behind Promise. Now, I can promise you, if you put Promise in this field, she'll kill it by 5, 6 lengths. Here we have Padre Pugh. Padre Pugh landed up in the Durban July. You know, Arizona Silk, no donkey herself. Quinty, I think, has came out and won again. So I do believe that this race today would suit this horse down to the ground on Rensburg riding, and I'm looking for this horse to run a big run. Although number 1, Mio Grande, is number 2 is has run a very good race last time out, and definitely in with a chance. But I do believe number 4, the stronger will give strong opposition and can duly win the race. Story of My Life has also been knocking on the door for a long time now, 430 days since the last win. Has also run against some much stronger opposition than she's meeting here. Do include in your quartet. Last time out was too short behind Tarsus. And also other horses with chances. Do include number 3, Ben Carlo. This horse, when it won that day at 25-1, I did say that it was running, that day was running in a novice plate, and it was best handicap, and it jumped at 25-1. And it's despite of a saddle slip, still managed to win the race. So do include in all your play that horse. You never know which horse is going to pitch up, the one that's not going to run or the one that's going to run. So then my other selections is number 6, Norfolk Pine. I think Norfolk Pine will also run an improved race today, and definitely those that you need to include in all your play. Has also run against some decent opposition in Cape Town, and definitely a horse that can also be involved in the finish, as is number 8 Sark. Number 8 Sark is one of those Kimberley horses, and sorry, number 8 Sark. Where is number Sark? It did win last time out, although in a much lower division, but it ran on well. 23.1 is not bad. It has been running. It ran a 0.25 behind Barberton Silver. So I do think the Silvano out of Ilha da Vitória, which is very well bred. I mean, they paid 1.3 million for this horse. Can probably be involved in a finish. So do not leave out of your calculations. Then we move to race number 7, which is a Pinnacle Stakes over 1,000 meters. A very good race. Class B, average minute rating 91. Here we look at the betting number 2, Sullenberger 8-10, Verbarium 5-2, Amiga Onslaught 8-1, Big Bay 10-1, 10-1 Aloysius 14-1, Aqua Delta 35-1, Circale. Now, here in this race, this Sullenberger is a strong favorite. But if you do your homework, you'll see that uh, Viburnum ran behind Sullenberger. Sullenberger was carrying 53.5. Viburnum was carrying 57.5. So they were 4 kilograms turner between them. Now they're running at even weights, and I do believe that Verbatim will go much closer today, if not winning this race. Then there's a Mega Onslaught also in this race, but that was over 1,200 meters. I do believe the 1,000 meters too short for a Mega Onslaught. This horse was carrying 3 kilograms more than a Mega Onslaught, and today Mega Onslaught is carrying 58.5. So also a turnaround in weights. And yeah, I think verbatim can go close over this 1,000 meters. So Caleb has run some decent races, but lately not running to form. And then here, I just want to point you out to number 8 and number 7, the soft falling rain from the Michael de Kock establishment. Won his very first race at a Val at 2-1. It looks like this horse was going to go on. And then ran in the big race in KwaZulu-Natal behind 4.5 Eden Rock. And then ran in the radiation plate behind Spirit of the Groove, but really weak of form. And now last time it ran here, 22nd of July, over a 1450, and it faded. But watch this horse. I do think, although out on the weights, that this Aqua Delta might be running much better than its form suggests. So do include into your play. Then we get to the last race, race 8. It's a Phyllis Amazing 68 handicap, Class D, average merit rating 67. And here we want to look at we look at the betting. We number 3, Bloom, 11-10, Elusive Diva, 7-1, Sweet Spring, 9-1, Linda Lovelace, 10-1, 14-1, Forest Field, Valderrama, 16-1, Interpreter, and Elusive Lad, 20-1, and better the rest. Now, if you want to have a look at a favorite number 3, when I watched this race, wow, and I did say that number 3 is well bred, and I was watching the race, and the horse was like nearly, I mean, was nowhere. And then the next moment, it was there, and it was going on, and it ran at 23.2, second fastest 400, and it was still coughing. So I really think that this horse might have good potential and might be too good for this field. It's not often that I tip a 3-year-old to win again. I did it again on Wednesday with that horse of Gavin van Sail. I think the horse's name was Elusive Trader, who also won his maiden well. And I said, I do believe that horse can be better than the opposition. And then I was proven correct. So, yeah, definitely number 3, Bloom, to include in all your play. I think it will be close to win this race. Then just wanted something quickly have a look here. You see we did see Sweet Spring in the form earlier. Yeah, Sweet Spring won by 4.25 lengths. So keep that in mind when you look at the card again in the earlier races where that form comes in. Then number 9, Interpret Traveler. This Rockbury Lane by Westminster. This is a family lane. They just keep on producing. I think this is one of Lamas Kraal's best female lines. The mothers and daughters, they just keep on throwing. So number 9, Interpret Traveler, I do believe will improve from her last run. First time on the poly, it's a Curari. It won't have a problem. It's drawn 5. Definitely a horse that you need to include in all your play. Then I want to look at number 12, which is Nana Ana. This horse came from Cape Town, where he ran really some really decent races. Now, this year 77, 78. Now it's finding itself in a 67. Merit rated drop from 68 to a 56. But I'm sure the merit rating can actually have been a little bit higher at one stage. And highest merit rating was 88. It's now down to 85. And I believe that Nana Anna today can be a huge runner in this field. They say a horse never loses its ability, and I believe this horse has got some ability. The 6-year-old mare. She only won 2 races, but she ran against some very decent opposition in the past. And last time I ran behind Escape to Vegas, stubborn, no extra, but unfortunately draw 13. But keep your eye out on this horse. Maybe a horse to follow. I am definitely sure she will win a race of 2 here in PE. So that now brings us to the end of our preview for today at Fairview. And I hope I could post you in the right direction. And as I always say, break a leg.